Let's see. Laminox, well, thank you for hanging out with us today, and have a good night. Blah, does this answer your question, sort of like this thing that I was doing? Basically, we set it up so that way, the way that this course was set up is that there's an SSH user. When you SSH into the system, it can only do one thing. The permissions are set up that it can run one thing only, and that one thing is to deploy the site. It's basically a shell script that does like the equivalent of like a git pull and like a docker down, docker up, like something like that, or docker restart, which is, I like, that's essentially how I would do it. Okay, continue. You can grok using a container-based app. Excellent. So you know what? So prodding with Docker. So run your okay. So we probably want Nginx in. So Nginx in a container. So we're gonna have to go into a little bit of Nginx. Yeah. So that's gonna be part of Docker, right? So we're gonna have finding login. Let's add in like a database. Let's do like Postgres. Because like anybody can like add in Mongo or anything else like in there. So Postgres and Docker. Run your app on a okay, Nginx in a container. And so then the idea would be like maybe a deploy script. So deploy script. So then you would be able to run this script and it like get pulls or does something else with that, and then we want to you could get that from SSH, and like you can even SSH into the system with a command to like get pull. So this thing here, like we I'm setting up like the deploy key. I wonder if this would work for you. Because I set up everything in here for like your known hosts and everything else locally and on the other systems. That way it can basically just do this. Yeah, deploying and then it does its thing. The thing about like Docker in production is like there's not that much different. Like the entire point about something like Docker is that your production and dev looks so similar to each other. That's the idea. Like that should be the base idea of it, right? Is that you're using the same systems. Maybe locally you don't use the same like database image, like, right? Because like for me, I would recommend that the database be like a hosted database, at least if like real users are going to be using it, because then you just don't have to worry about it. But for dev or like testing, and especially local, you want your local database. You don't want to pay for somebody else's database. The not that much part is what gets you. Okay. Let's say you use Playwright plus Vite, then testing, right? So okay, you have Playwright and Vite for like testing and building locally. Okay, so I mean that sounds like just sort of like practice and putting it all together and then figuring out how it's gonna be running, like which parts run on production and which parts run on development. No, what are you doing? Stop. Oh, you're just doing the good old advertisement. I like to turn autoplay off on all these. Okay, yeah, so let's plan for this. I think this is a good plan. This is super basic still. There's a lot that's gonna go into these, which I'm sure we're gonna run into fun little issues for it. But let's start. Okay, so I need it is 11:30. We'll probably take another quick break, and then we'll start actually writing articles for this, which will be fun and good. So I'm gonna do another 3-minute break, and then I will be right back. Let me turn on you again. All right, I will see you in a few minutes. Be right back. I am back. There's still at least 30 seconds of Twitch ads left, so here we get a look at Zilbeat. He doesn't like me sitting down while holding him, so I guess we're gonna stand for a little bit of time. Where do you want to go, Zilbeat? You get any Twitch ads which might be because of an extension. Well, that's fine. I don't care if you're blocking them or not. What it does is it turns a pre-roll off for everybody else. So for an hour, which means that people coming in won't get advertisements, which is huge. So I'm okay if you all block it. I don't plan on trying to like make money through the Twitch advertisements. They don't seem to like the YouTube advertisements have a lot better revenue sharing than Twitch from what I can tell, especially for affiliates. You normally get them though, so also sometimes don't. I don't know what that's about then. That might just be Twitch being inconsistent, which is a thing. Are you done? Silly's tail is... Oh, okay. Silby's done. It took you almost 3 years to get your first affiliate payout from Twitch. Yeah, advertisements on Twitch are not great. Cream Pain, hello. How are you doing today? Interesting to see some Rust here. Yeah, we're doing some Rust, fun Rust stuff. Although right now we're doing Docker things, so it's gonna be like Docker and Rust, but mostly Docker. You feel like Twitch ads are just Amazon covering their costs, so not much of a revenue leader? Yeah, it definitely feels like that. I wonder if they're gonna change their models now that their CEO is doing Twitch streaming too. It feels like now they're dogfooding it, they might sort of like realize better ways of doing things. Okay. Docker cars. Installing Docker on computers. So there's plenty of articles for that. So let's touch installing Docker. So these are all going to be markdown files. Okay, so Docker is easy to set up and install on our computers. If you have a Mac, Zilby, do you want to continue like hanging out with us? Why don't you like come sit down on your bed up here? And I have a heater too. Come on. He's like, no, he'd rather be upstairs because it's generally warmer and he has a blanket that he likes. Is their CEO really going to care about revenue from their streams? No, I think it's less of caring about that, but more of the CEO has been streaming to sort of like understand how things work. And so like if it's all of my viewers are getting advertisements whether or not I want them to, that can be like this is not great for my viewers, so therefore I want to like change it. So it's less about trying to make money doing that and more about understanding from a streamer's perspective of how it works. And viewers, because I heard that he both watches and streams now. So like he's seen it from both consumers' point of views, which is really good. I like it when companies actually do that. Hey guys, my $11 billion of compensation was enough. I need to up my stream revenue by at least 12%. Yeah, something like that. Okay, Docker's easy to set up and install on computers. If you have a Mac or Windows system, then follow the instructions at Ooh. That's cool. They have a new thing. Testing shifts left with Docker's acquisition of Atomic Jar. Well, that's cool. I want... Why do they always make this so hard? Okay, so the getting started. So, following instructions at the Docker getting started page. If you have a Linux system, you can just install the Docker engine. Now, Docker engine, you have that. It's been a while since I've installed the Docker engine itself. Where is the where is the install? I'm just gonna like send like the entire lesson is just gonna be sending people there. This is to install Docker setup. You don't need Docker setup though. Like just the Docker engine is enough, right? I hope he complains about this one. My viewers come directly to my stream and the stream is automatically muted. This is the dumbest thing, especially when a homepage blasts. That gets me too, where it's like random mutes. I can never predict when it's going to mute and not mute for me. Here, out of curiosity, how many of you are using Linux and use Docker Desktop on Linux, or do you just use Docker the Docker engine itself? Because like I feel that Docker engine is all you need. If you want Docker, brew, install cast Docker. If you're on Windows, no other way is needed. Although both of them need the desktop running. Yeah, and that's the thing is like, because of that, I just recommend people just install the desktop. Just go there. Because like it's not like you can't get around it, right? Like installing the other things doesn't work if desktop isn't also installed. So what's the point? If you install Linux, you're probably going to go with an open source option like Podman. Oh, not like Docker Engine. I feel like this might be this is going to be better. Yeah, okay. So this is Docker Desktop, and then I want Docker Engine install for like Ubuntu or any of the other system. Yeah, this is so much better than Docker whatever it's called, Docker Desktop. I haven't researched a lot of it, but it's something I would experiment with, try to open source. I don't think that Podman and Compose are compatible with each other, but I haven't used Podman, so I have no idea. Yeah, like Podman. Okay, so let's let me add to my project list. Like, check out Podman. It renamed that to Rodman. Not helpful. Podman, please. Thank you. All right, so here is Docker Engine. Okay, so if you have a Linux system, you can install the Docker Engine without Docker Desktop. Directly. Here are the instructions for installing Docker Engine on Ubuntu. There are also instructions for other repos, like Linux repos. Like, I don't need you up anymore. Like Fedora, Red Hat. Like, that's the biggest ones. Like Debian is like based on it, but Ubuntu, Fedora and Red Hat, CentOS and Red Hat and Fedora. Huh, they don't even have Arch. Like Debian and Red Hat. once you have Docker installed and running, you can check to make sure that it is. If you have Docker installed, you can check to make sure that it is running with the command. Was it Docker version? Because like I think that if I were to, I don't even have a updated version. So hold on, let's quit Docker desktop. I should definitely check out Rodman too. Okay, maybe sometime we'll do a project on that. I'm sure it's going to be important. So like I'll be able to get the Docker version no matter what. So if I do Docker images, wait, is there like a Docker status? There's like a Docker engine status, right? There used to be a Docker engine sort of thing that you could do. Oh, Docker system. Okay, so that won't show you. Let's just do Docker image. Docker images. So with the command Docker image. If you get an error like then Docker is not running yet. Make sure that Docker is set up and running before continuing on. If you get, okay, so let's run Docker again. Oh, there's an update. Let me go ahead and update things too. Where is, okay, download the update. I am currently on version 4.19. The latest version is 4.26. Let's see, what do they give us? Organization admins can now control the access to beta and experimental features. Okay. Improved performance on x86 systems. And fix most common Rosetta issues, which is nice. Introduced 4 new version update states. Docker init now supports PHP with Apache and Composer. Builds view is now GA. Okay, here. Go ahead and just update. Install the update. The download was super fast. Now it's like stuck on extracting. All right, so if I do Docker images now, I have so many images. All right. I think we would get something like this. If you get output that looks like that, then Docker is up and running on your system. Okay. All right. That's good enough for installing Docker. Okay, so we want to essentially our first steps with Docker, like once we get in. Now I wonder if like I want to like mix some of these together into like running a Docker container to begin with. Okay, so running your first container, MD. Maybe one cool thing you can showcase is doing a front-end mono repo using Docker. That would be interesting. The problem is I don't want to have to build a full mono repo to show that off. So like, what can I do? Is there a mono repo that it's like this? I'm not sure how to show that. I'm hoping that like by the end of this, you'd be able to figure it out. There's a tool called Turbo. Is that like a Docker tool? Oh no, there's a Vercel's Turbo Repo plus Turbo Pack tool coming out. Should pair with a containerized approach. Oh, interesting. I'll spin up repos for you. I'm gonna add that to my things to check out in projects. So check out Vercel's, which that changed it to Tercels. Thank you. Vercel's Turbo Repo plus Turbo Pack for containerized mono repos. All right. So I'll take a look into that later, but probably not as part of this course, which is going to be like is more of like an introduction to Docker for people taking like my courses. Its main use is to distribute commands to independent web apps, which that like does feel a lot more of the micro sort of services mentality. It becomes hard to coordinate the reads from all these separate front ends. Yeah, it can feel like really, it can get overwhelming really fast. Okay, running your first Docker container. So, okay, we want to run this. So like, great. We have Docker, up and running on our system. Let's go ahead and start and use it to run a use it to run an Ubuntu container on our computer. Doesn't matter. Okay, so it doesn't matter what computer we're running. Okay, so we're gonna do Docker run interactive mode TTY. So connect interactive mode connected to the terminal. I don't think we care about anything else right now. We're gonna call it. We're not gonna give it a name. Like bare minimum, and the IT is required for it to be interesting like this. So we're just going to go into Ubuntu, and I want to jump. If I do that, wait, why aren't you running? Did I forgot to turn it back on? Oh no, it restarted after. Oh, I updated it and it took it down. It didn't restart it again. Oh, that's cool. Why didn't you update? I downloaded the update. Oh, weird. It didn't update. Well, that sucks. Okay. Okay, and then we're in here. Okay, so run this command to get started. So all right, and then we're in here, right? Yeah, I'm now in. So okay. After pulling down the image, the Ubuntu image, we're dropped into an interactive shell with we're dropped into an Ubuntu interactive shell. Ubuntu is a flavor, is a type of Linux. Let's see. Oh, why can't I see your username? I see it shows empty for your username. So hello? That's weird. Anyways, hello, welcome. Also, when the course launched, we just started the course today, so I have no idea how long it's going to take. Probably a few weeks. Ubuntu is a Linux repo. Ubuntu is a Linux repo. You'll notice that okay, so Ubuntu is a Linux repo, and we are now running it inside of our own system, regardless of what operating system we normally have. We're on. Yeah, distribution is like, I'm going to use repo. Like flavor of Linux is going to be confusing people who don't know Linux. It's like if there's somebody who's like only on Windows and they've only ever known Windows, then this is going to like blow their minds. And they're like, what? I've got Linux on my Windows system? Holy shit. And it's going to be really cool. Okay, so we're now running inside our own system, regardless of what operating system we're on. Oh, it's distro, not repo. You know, oh, you're right. Distro. Oh, it's a type. Here, this won't cause. This will cause less people to yell at me. Is a type of Linux. Is a type of Linux. No, people are still going to yell at me, aren't they? Let's just say Linux distro. Okay, Ubuntu is a Linux distro, is a popular Linux distro, and we're now running inside of our own system, regardless of what operating system we're currently using. If you're familiar with Linux, you can poke around. Let's see. Poke around using commands like ls, cd, and everything else like ls and cd. Please note that this is a small, like a bare bones version of Ubuntu. Many commands are not included, like so like vim is not here, nano is not here. So many commands are not included, like vim or even nano. Oh, maybe you can link the word distro out to a definition. Yeah, we could do that. Is the do you think that the Wikipedia page is good enough for this? I think that would work. Okay, so many commands are not included, like vim or even nano. Talking about how to dev up a container is a good seg into incremental build. Yeah, so we're gonna get into that eventually. Chesmoy? I don't think I've used that ever. Yeah, I don't have abbreviation hovers or anything else set up in the LMS, so we're gonna just have a link for this one. All right, so after pulling down the image, we've got this, and this is great. So when you're finished poking around, you can exit the container with the command exit. This will drop you back into your normal shell on your system. That was the one thing I didn't want to delete. Okay, there you go. So we exited. Okay, so go there. Okay, so that gets us going with this. Okay, so did I misspell that? I think I missed. This is a T, isn't it? Congratulations. Okay, so moving on to the next thing. So that is now this is like maybe our first run for that, but it's not really like specifically pulling a specific one. So I think we're gonna have to like get that going. Oh, it's a dot file manager. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably not going to get into dot file stuff as part of this. That feels like a completely different system. Like that feels like an introduction to Linux tutorial. Okay, so I kind of want to rename a bunch of these. Let's do like I don't like this already. I'm gonna undo that. Instead, I'm gonna do the order stuff in the README. Wait, what? Okay. I don't know how that entered in a new line there. That was weird. Okay, so let's go into our README here. Okay, so getting set up with Docker. So we have yeah, so Docker for web development, installing Docker. Okay. Bring your first container. So now I can move these around into different orders if I want to later. Let's see. Crazy Frog, hello. How have you found making courses in a new age of AI? No different at all. AI is terrible at true teaching so far. So like we need to wait for AI to like get past the point where it can just sort of lecture and hallucinate half of what it's lecturing about before we can start like relying upon AI quite a bit. So the problem is that I can't really like generate stuff with AI dynamically because I can't trust that it's going to do it right. And then doing it once is like no any less work because I have to like read what it writes carefully and then rewrite half of it anyways. So it's not really, there's not really like a big thing that it's done for us. I can see, however, when it's going to make things a lot better in the future. So it's sort of like waiting for that. Blah, have a great rest of your day, and thanks for hanging out. All right, so let's jump in. Let's like now do. We're gonna launch a Postgres container. No, I kind of want to like then say like, okay, that leads into listing Docker images nicely here. So what are we going to call this? Like list, list. Is that literally what I just had? I think that's literally what I just had. Oh, you can't find it unless I come in here. Okay, so okay, now that we've run a Docker image. Okay, so now that we've created a Docker container, we maybe like not now. Maybe it's just like when. When we ran the Docker run command, Docker automatically pulled down a Docker image for us. Okay, so when we run the Docker run command, Docker automatically pulled down a Docker image for us. Docker pulled down the Docker image. Ubuntu latest for us. We can view the images that we've created, or that we've pulled. You can view the images that are on our system. I have so much stuff here. So okay, so I want everything but Ubuntu. So I want all of you gone. I want there. That's what I wanted. Okay, so okay, we have repository tag. Okay, so let's see. Let's go through the table that Docker displays for us. The repository. This is the, let's see. Okay, so Docker stores its images in repositories similar to how GitHub stores code projects in repositories. Each image gets its own repo. They're vetted might not be the wrong one. They are created by Docker or the organization or a like or an official organization. For example, the Ubuntu repo is managed by. Can we get that with search? No, I can see that it's official, but I can't see who maintains it. We have to get that through Docker Hub. Yeah, so it's a Docker official image. So I believe that Docker maintains this. We can, yeah, there's also verified publisher. So Docker maintains that. But if I remember correctly, oh yeah, okay. So if it's a single letter name, it's a Docker official image. Okay, so for example, the Upo is managed by Docker. And see, I almost want to see, like, can I do not one of these? Hey, fake Ubuntu, cool. Okay, so if the repo had a namespace like